The very latest now, we're joined from Cape Town by Paula Chowles. She's outside the Western Cape High Court. Paula, afternoon to you once again. So how did Thandi Maqubela react as her fate was outlined by the judge?
Good afternoon, Nikiwa. Well, after a lengthy day of judgment, as we were getting closer and closer to that verdict to be handed down by the judge, Thandi Maqubela was frantically writing to her counsel, obviously knowing what was headed for her. Her counsel had appealed once she was found guilty of murder, fraud and forgery, that her bail be reinstated and that she not go into custody, but the judge refused this and she has now gone into custody. But there has been a lot of tears, hugs and a sense of relief, and now to get some reaction, I'm joined with Thandi Maqubela, the eldest son of the late Patrick Maqubela from a previous relationship. Duma, speaking on behalf of the family, of course, it's been a long week. How is everyone feeling?
Everyone is relieved. It's been a long week, as you've just said, but I think more than that, it's actually been a long 4.5 years since the 5th of June and since the 7th of June when my father's body was found. We've had a lot of ups and downs in the 4.5 years during the time when the investigation was going on, after the arrest and the beginning of the trial and all the changes. I mean, there were times when we didn't know whether the trial would continue or not because of all the tricks that Thandi tried to play. But today we feel relief because we can finally close this chapter of our lives and we can continue without her in our lives.
Unless, of course, if Thandi Maqubela does in fact appeal, how do you think the family would react to that?
We'll deal with that when that eventually does come to pass, if at all. The judge has just ruled her to have been guilty. We knew she was guilty on the 7th of June, 2009. The fact of the matter is that whatever evidence was laid before court, you would have heard the judge in giving judgment to accused number 2. He clearly stated that it was a case of the prosecution having not proven the case, as opposed to Maqubela not being involved in the act of murdering my father. So we knew the truth as early as 2009. Today was just confirmation of that.
Now, earlier this week, she had alluded to the fact that there was an ANC conspiracy against her and her husband because your father at some stage was anti the ANC. I mean, what do you know of this?
I know nothing of that. As far as I know, my father was a member of the Mkhonto Wesizwe, he was a member of the ANC. And at the time of his death, he was serving the country. I mean, he was acting judge in the Cape High Court. So those were just fabrications, to borrow from the judge's words. More fabrication from a woman who is delusional and who probably should be in a mental state.
And then just lastly, she does have 2 younger daughters. Would they be welcomed into the family?
They've never been not welcome. I think what has happened in the last 4 years, 4.5 years to be precise, is that Thandi has probably fed them whatever she has, and they've just kept their distance. So as I said when we had a memorial service on the 12th of June in Kalaga Estate to my sisters, we are open to reconcile with them because we never had a problem with them. We never had a problem with their mother for that matter. It was her who took the decision to act the way she did, and we will always open them. I mean, we'll always welcome them into our family, and I will make every attempt to basically try and reconcile with them and see if we can assist, because I would imagine they are the ones who are most affected by this. I mean, 4.5 years ago, they lost their father in circumstances that were pretty extraordinary, and today they've just lost their mother. So they are the ones who are most affected, and we have to do everything in our power to assist with their recovery.
Thank you very much. Thandi Maqubela, the eldest son of Patrick Maqubela, saying that everyone has really lost, especially the 2 youngest daughters who have now lost their mother, who will be taken into custody, but they have agreed to reconcile with them. So really a very emotional day, I think, for everyone, including the Maqubela family. Thank you.
eNCA reporter Paula Chowles with the very latest on that breaking story. Let's go straight now.
News that moves. eNCA.com.